And on to the top focus at this hour. Even as a spate of attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh have caused an uproar in India, a man who was the ally of left and Congress in Bengal has come out justifying this bigotry. ISF founder Pirzada Siddiqui has defended these hate attacks, claiming that these men deserve to be beheaded. Whoever Mr. Pirzada believes is anti-Islam, he will be separated from his family.
তুমি যদি মনে করো তোমার স্বাধীনতা আছে কোরআনকে অপমান করা, তোমার স্বাধীনতা আছে ইসলামের বিরুদ্ধে বলা, তোমার স্বাধীনতা আছে রাসূলের গুস্তাখি করা, তুমি যদি মনে করো এই স্বাধীনতা তোমার আছে, তাহলে আমি আব্বাস সিদ্দিকী আজকে বলে যাচ্ছি আমারও স্বাধীনতা তোমার ঘর থেকে কল্লাকে আলাদা করে দেওয়ার সময় এসে গেছে।
It's the protest over Durga Puja violence. Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us live, we have with us Tom Vadakar, national spokesperson of the BJP. Shahzad Poonawala, lawyer, is with us. Also with us is Mayur Shekhar Jha, political analyst. But I want to begin by asking Anirban Banerjee, political analyst. Mr. Anirban Banerjee, why is it that no legal action has been taken against this individual who is clearly seen on camera inciting violence? Just look at the mind-boggling things that he's saying, that daughters will be separated from their families. I mean, this is absolutely unacceptable, the kind of violence that this person is making. It can even be seen as a call to violence.
Yes, you're very right. And not only this person, but we have also heard statements from men like Shayanthan Boshu about he was asking the CRPF to fire at the chests of anybody opposing the BJP. So there have been a series of comments, not only inciting violence, but rather calling for murders and mass murders as well, both from the BJP leaders and men like Abbas Siddiqui. We have seen a series of comments like these. We know that Mr. Dilip Ghosh, in spite of inciting violence multiple times, has not been arrested. Shayanthan Boshu has not been arrested.
So this is the state government's failure. You are admitting the state government has failed to take action?
In a way, yes, you might say in a way this is a failure, and in another way you might say that the government is acting in a manner so that these people who want to feed off violence in the society do not get that extra mileage. Now, if you tell me whether Mr. Dilip Ghosh, he has not been arrested, he's roaming around.
No. Mr. Anirban Banerjee, I don't know why you're trying to draw an equivalence. I'm not going to get into the merits or demerits of what has been said by others. But this is a clear statement where people are being told that their family members would be separated, that they would be physically attacked and harmed. Is there a comparison to be made over here? And I want to bring in Shahzad Poonawala on this. Shahzad Poonawala, is there a comparison to be made over here between the statements that have been made, or the purported statements that have been made by BJP leaders, as Mr. Anirban Banerjee wants to draw an equivalence to, and what is being said over here by Abbas Siddiqui?
Madhav, it would be a very dishonest comparison, simply because what Mr. Furfura Sharif is doing is that he is actually legitimizing the entire violence that is taking place against the minority community in Bangladesh at the hands of the majoritarian community, particularly elements led by the Islamist radicals. Now, there are three questions that need to be answered. One, that why is Mr. Furfura Sharif, somebody who is not associated with TMC, why is he being given patronage and not arrested? Is it vote bank politics pressure? Number two, that why are those who are always cribbing about the CAA law, today will they come out and say, yes, we have heard, yes, the CAA law is required? These are exactly the situations why CAA law is required. And third, that what will be the position of the Congress party? Is this the position that Mr. Furfura Sharif, who is justifying the lynching and murder of Hindus in Bangladesh, is he the poster boy of secularism for the Congress party and the left?
Respond to that, Anirban Banerjee. Why are you going soft? This is not a person who is even aligned with you. Why still go soft on him?
No. It's not about going up. Even Mr. Dilip Ghosh from the BJP is not aligned with the TMC or the ruling party in Bengal. So will you tell that the TMC is going soft on them? It's not
Sir,
about
if there is
going
any
after
call to
anybody.
violence, if there is any
Just a
incitement
moment.
to violence, then please go ahead. Apply the sections of law that really
Yes,
are
yes,
relevant
you're
in this
very right
particular
about
case.
that.
Here is a
You're very-
person
yes,
saying
yes,
that
you're very
people
right
will be
about that.
attacked. Here is a person talking about violence directly.
Yes.
And as when at a time when in the neighboring country there is rampant violence taking place, is this a responsible statement for a leader to make?
Absolutely not.
He may belong to a
absolutely
fringe,
not.
but he has been associated with mainstream parties.
No, these type of comments not only need to be condemned, but the coalition partners of ISF, the CPIM and the Congress, they must also answer that why exactly did they make.
Sir, the state law and order machinery is in the hands of the TMC government there in West Bengal. Whichever way you like to look at it, that responsibility cannot be run away from Mr. Anirban Banerjee. I don't think, we will certainly ask questions of those who support the Congress and the left, but I think at the end of the day, if the law and order machinery lies, the keys of it lies in the hands of the state government, certainly the state government has to answer. I'm going to bring in Tom Vadakan now. Tom Vadakan, repeatedly the argument coming from Anirban Banerjee, the only argument that he has is whataboutery. That there have been wrong comments made by BJP leaders, we have not acted against them as well. Is that enough?
Madhav, before answering an irrelevant issue raised by him, I would like to get to the narrative to the bottom of it. No pandal, puja pandal, has Hanumanji there. And there is the Quran that speech. Now the point here is a doctored image and which has been sent across and has created a situation where what is happening in Bangladesh. Now we come to the ISF Siddiqui. Now he makes a speech which any government in this country would put him under bars. But here, this is all about appeasement. And the argument given by the panelists is that, well, there's Mr. Ghosh, there's Mr. Banerjee or Mr. some other person who's probably said something and we have spared him. Now, thanks you for all your soft corner for all of them, but appeasement in capital is the answer. Now, you have a mascot for the left and the Congress, and there is total silence from the Karats, the Yechuris, who are the apostles of secularism, as they would call themselves. And then there is a deafening silence from Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
What is happening there? Mamta Ji is gone silent. There is total silence coming on from the secular lobby. This is not about secularism. This is life and society that is being threatened.
Okay.
There is a pattern of what is happening in Srinagar and what is happening in Bangladesh and other places. These are all based
so let Mayur Shekhar Jha respond to that.
And to disturb peace.
Mayur Shekhar Jha, why is there absolute silence, pin drop silence, asked Tom Vadakan, of the Gandhis, of the Karats, of the Yechuris? Why are they not coming out to condemn this openly communal statement that has been made by a person who was their ally in the recent West Bengal Assembly polls?
You need to ask Karats and Yechuris why they are silent. As far as the Congress is concerned, I don't know why is this question even directed at Congress.
But the Congress was in alliance with the left, sir.
When you are fighting elections,
No, did Congress not fight the elections with the left? Was there no alliance?
We come to that. The first.
No, that's my question to you. That is the only question to the Congress right now.
Madhav, the first question that needs to be asked here is that, we all condemn whatever happened in Bangladesh. We all condemn what Shahzada has said, what ISF has said. Why is Mamta Banerjee not arresting Shahzada? Has Congress said that Shahzada should not be arrested? The Congress has never taken a position in favor of Shahzada.
No, why don't you strongly condemn it first? While asking that question of the TMC and Anirban, I've asked that very same question just now, at least 4 or 5 times. I think the question also behoves the response from the Congress party.
We are not. This issue is much beyond political upmanship. This is an issue of national security. Mamta Banerjee should act. If Mamta Banerjee fails to act, in that situation, the central government must come out with an IA and this gentleman must be arrested.
No, but sir, my simple point that I'm making is this, that when mainstream political parties, whether it is the left, whether it's the Congress, when they ally with such elements, just look at what you have created. Because here you have a Frankenstein's monster who's coming out to make all sorts of absolutely insightful and hateful commentary.
Bangladesh, Madhav. What is happening in Bangladesh, you will do all sort of whataboutery, but you will never ask the people in power as to a country which is literally a product of India, as to a country which literally No, it literally owes its existence to India. Today, what has our diplomatic level come to that we are unable to pressurize that country to take ample action against, what is going on, an onslaught on the religious minorities in that country, which happens to be Hindus, unfortunately. But the question will not be asked by the people who are supposed to take action. How many times has Mr. Modi spoken to the Bangladeshi Prime Minister?
Certainly. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayur Shekhar Jha. That question has been asked, and that the BJP can respond to that. But the point that we are making over here is that this is a speech that has been made on Indian soil, and as Indians, is this what we want? Are we a theocratic state? Can we allow such hate to actually permeate our thoughts? That's a question that certainly deserves an answer. But let me ask that question of Tom Vadakan. Tom Vadakan, you would like to respond to Mayur Shekhar Jha? His question is, what has the Indian government done vis-a-vis what has unfortunately unfolded in Bangladesh? One second, Mayur Shekhar Jha, you asked your question. Now listen to the response.
With the Bangladesh authorities, and Bangladesh is walking the talk. 22 provinces where this has happened, there is paramilitary forces, and it has reportedly been said that they are ready to change their constitution to secularism, which means Islam will not be centerpiece. If a government has the nerve and guts to do that, and which they will do, that is an indication of the deep values that India and Bangladesh shares. We are in constant touch. This is not about, as I said,
political
this is based on a doctored image, and that has aroused all this activity.
All right, there's nothing to laugh about here, Mr. Anirban Banerjee. Here you have a person, Mr. Mayur Shekhar Jha is no supporter of the BJP. But even those who support the Congress are coming out and asking the TMC government, where is the action? What are you doing? And you are laughing here on national television, sir?
Yes, I am, because Mr. Tom Vadakan is actually celebrating the word secularism. His party, at every chance they get, they downplay the word secularism. They blame the person, the constitution makers of our country, as to why did they include the word secularism, not right at 1950s, but later on, why was it included? Why does the framework of our constitution promote secularism, and why does our constitution does not want that the state and religion be mixed together? They always condemn the word secularism.
Anirban, that's a great way to try and deflect from my question. That's a great way to try and deflect from my question, but the question still deserves an answer, and I will persist with that. But since you have taken the name of Tom Vadakan, I'm going to allow him to respond to you. Tom.
This gentleman is not aware of the ideology of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He's like old machines where it gets stuck on the gramophone. On the gramophone he's stuck. We know secularism, and Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is our banner. What does it mean? If you do not understand, I will describe to you in a private conversation. We believe in secularism, and if Bangladesh walks that extra mile, it's not like your appeasement. A man is talking about killing Hindus, and here is your government looking the other way. Everybody is asking you. Law and order is your department. If you do not arrest him, that clearly indicates you are anarchist. You are not democratic. You are not secularist. You are doing appeasement in capital words. I repeat, I charge your government of doing appeasement.
All right. We'll have to leave it there for the moment. Tom Vadakan, Shahzad Poonawala, Mayur Shekhar Jha, as well as